Hi, everybody. What we're going to do now is show you the same situation, and we're going to demonstrate feed forward in two different ways. The first time, what we're going to do is show you how to use the iGrow model in more of a pull fashion. And the second time we do it, we're going to show you how to use the same situation just using keeps and starts. So you can choose which one it is that you think would work best for you. And of course, it's situation dependent. So, Dan, thank you very much for taking the time to be here.
You're welcome, Jess. So what's all this about?
So, I wanted to talk with you about our team meetings and how you can show up in a way that really builds strong relationships, because I know, Dan, that this is important to you. And of course, it's important for all of us to help us succeed.
Mhm.
So, my goal for our conversation right now is to think about a shared awareness of how we support each other in the department in general, but in our team meetings specifically.
Okay. I thought we do that anyway, don't we?
Well, I truly believe that we all intend to do that. Um, and I think that there are some contributions from yesterday's team meetings that could have been perhaps a little bit more additive. So, how do you think Sarah felt after that meeting?
Well, I mean, she's always coming up with things that we've done before and that didn't actually work. So which is unbelievable.
Well, how do you think she felt when you reacted to her in what she said?
Um, I noticed she looked a bit upset, but I'm sure she'll be fine.
"Oh, I'm not so sure, you know. She's new and enthusiastic, and Dan, she really respects your expertise. I mean, you're one of the most senior people in the team." And she said nothing after you'd commented.
Hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry. So sometimes my bias for action gets the better of me.
Dan, I love your bias for action. Um, how do we keep that and have you stay positive and when people come up with ideas that maybe you think we've done before?
I suppose I know I rolled my eyes. Sorry.
Thank you for saying sorry. How do we now think about how to get Sarah from a bit deflated to up to speed so that she doesn't make suggestions that we've tried, or she improves and builds on them? So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I suppose it's true that I gave her a very hurried briefing, and her remote onboarding hasn't made it easy for her. It's made it a lot more difficult, in fact. So we could, as a team, each commit to another hour, telling her three things that have worked and three things that haven't, and maybe collate them.
And what else?
Maybe I can ask her what would help her most and find out where she's feeling lost.
That sounds great. Does anything else spring to mind?
Um, no, not at the moment.
No, I think just picking up on yesterday, I think she's still smarting a bit from our meeting.
Uh, you think I need to apologize? Was it that bad?
I'm going to leave that to you, but from my point of view, from where I'm sitting, I think it would be helpful.
Hmm.
Put yourself in her shoes.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will. I will. Yes.
So when do you think you would be able to connect with her?
I can start the ball rolling by the end of next week.
That sounds good. Thank you. I just want to check in that with these new activities in mind. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling about them?
Um, Probably about a seven. Hmm.
Okay, so what would make apologizing to her and helping her move forward? What would make that an 8?
So if I knew that others would support me,
Who specifically have you got in mind?
well, I really like Tim to help me on this. Actually,
So if I ask Tim and he agrees, then
then
well,
yeah, then we're an eight. Yeah.
great. Okay, so I'll do that, and I'd love to come back to you after you've had your conversation with Sarah, if that's okay. Um, we still got, I think, one thing to pick up, and that is thinking about you and bringing the conversation back to you. And I would love to think about how you, Dan, show up being your best possible self in our team meetings.
Um, well, I've got such a stack of work to get on with that any kind of time wasting just gets to me, you know.
I realise, and I still want to think about how the you that we know and love turns up.
Well, maybe just call me out, Jess.
You know, I'd rather not do that in front of the team. What else?
Well, I suppose there's always WhatsApp.
Well, that's great. If you're happy with WhatsApp,
Mm.
in our next team meeting, what I'm hoping that we find together is that we have some great supportive and additive behaviours from you. Is that what we've agreed?
Yeah. I can agree to that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Dan. And thank you for making the time today. And I'd love to pick up not just after Sarah and you've had a chat with her and see how she's going, but after our team meeting next month. I'd love to, we just spend some time together after that. So maybe we could have a coffee and go for a walk together.
Sure. Yeah. No, that'd be great. That'd be great. We can do that now, can't we?
Super. Okay, so now what we're going to do is model to you the same scenario, but using keeps and starts. So, Dan, can we share some keeps and starts from our meeting yesterday?
Sure. Absolutely.
So, what are yours from me?
All right. Keeps. I suppose. Well, you always keep to time, which is great. You cover a lot in a short space of time. You're really good at that, and I really appreciate that with the workload I have. Starts. It would be great to get the agenda more than the day before, please. I'd have liked to have done some more research, but I just didn't have the time.
Oh, yeah, let me apologize for that straight up. That is very helpful, very useful. Thank you for
Hey,
that.
my pleasure, my pleasure. What about yours for me?
Keep your insights. You came up with some fantastic insights yesterday, specifically about Allergan and Biomarine, and the team really took those and I don't know if you saw, but they were buzzed about them and started extending them and thinking about how they could use them with their own clients. So that would be my keep. And a start would be to think about how you support colleagues wholeheartedly after they've said something. So I mean with your words and your gestures and your body language.
Of course, yeah. Can you be a bit more specific?
Sure. So Sarah, who, as you know, is new,
Hmm.
um, when she makes a suggestion, or for anybody, if you could think how you respond in a really positive and supportive way, that would be really helpful.
Sure. No, absolutely, Jess. No, that's very useful feed forward. Thank you.
Thanks.